Hi, I'm Lola Aneke and I welcome you to Speak Out on Finding Out with Special Needs. It's still better speech and hearing month, as declared by Asha. Research has shown that movement promotes learning. And if you have that child who is a kinesthetic learner in your classroom, please let this child move around and use that strength to enhance learning for that child so that he can succeed in your classroom. Today, I'll be talking to us about some movement activities that promote speech and language development. I was at a particular school some time ago during some of my school visits, and I was in that school for about 2 hours. Each time I entered the particular class, there was this child who was on a rocking chair. When I was done with my visit for that day, I went back to that class and this child was still on that rocking chair. So I had a talk with this therapist. And the response I got from asking the question why it was on that rocking chair, because I was quite curious, was that the therapist knew about the essence of movement to enhance learning. But you see, the thing she got wrong was she knew the strategy, she knew the research, but she didn't understand the activities that could help that child to learn. Okay? Now today, I'll be sharing a few activities with us. So I'll give a particular concept and give you examples of activities that could help with language and speech development. Let's take preposition. Some examples of prepositions are under, above, in front, behind. If I were to teach those words to a child with speech and language difficulty or delay, I would use activities such as having the child crawl under the table so that it could hear the word under and then it will move. Remember, movement enhances learning. Movement promotes speech and language development. If I was to teach the child above, I could have the child place his hand above the table. That's a movement. If I were to teach behind, I could have the child go behind the table, or the child be in front of the table to teach in front. Movement is taking place and learning of those words is also taking place. For left and right concepts, I could teach stand to your right, or stand on your right leg. That way I'm teaching right. I could say wave with your left hand. I could say point with your right finger. So there's right taking place, there's movement taking place, and as the research has shown, movement enhances learning. So learning of those words is also taking place. For verbs such as running, jumping, hopping, clapping, screaming, crawling, there's one mistake that we all make as teachers, as educators. We tend to teach verb using pictures. That could be quite confusing for a child who's speech or language impaired. The best way to teach that using movement activities to ensure that the child is running when you're teaching the word running. The child is jumping when you're teaching the word jumping. The child is hopping when you're teaching the word hopping. The child is clapping when you're teaching the word clapping. For opposite concepts such as big, a little, slow, fast, I could use an activity such as I want a big jump, or I want a little jump. I want a slow walk and I want a fast walk. I could do activities that involve red means stop and green means go. Now, for numbers and quantity, I could have the child jump 8 times, throw 9 balls at me, hop on odd numbers, and sit on even number. These are some activities you could have to teach this concept using movement activities. For animals, concept of animals and words that relate to animals. I could have the child hop like a kangaroo, okay? And I could have the child crawl like a dog. So the word is there, the activity is taking place, movement is taking place, and learning of those words is taking place. Finally, for shapes, I could have the child, I could have several large shapes scattered in my classroom or in the room, wherever I am as a parent. I could have it in my house and have the child step on each of the shapes. I could say step on triangle, step on circle, step on square. You see that movement is taking place and the learning of those words are also taking place. Okay, so we've learned today that research has shown that movement enhances learning, and I discussed some movement activities that promotes speech and language development with us. I talked about preposition and how you can use activities such as standing on a stepper or crawling under a table to explain the concept of on and under. You could have the left and right concept, which is standing on your right foot or waving with your left hand. Verbs like such as running and clapping, you need to have the child run. You could do an activity that says we are running, we are jumping, we are clapping. For opposites and opposite concepts, a big smile and a little smile, a high jump and a low jump could be such an activity you can use. For numbers, you could have the child hop 9 times. You could have the child throw 6 balls at you. For animals, you could have the child hop like a kangaroo. And for shapes, you could have the child in a dark room using a touch to draw circle, to draw triangle, to draw square. These are the few strategy movements activities that I have to share with you today, and I hope it has really been helpful. Please don't forget to look out for some of my trainings that will be coming up in a few days. You will see more details on the flyer. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you get to use it and help other kids that you have with you who have speech or language delay, so that they can use their words and they can learn using the movement strategies. Thank you.